Hey YouTube, just want to do this quick video of this Apollo XR250. Guy I knew had this bike for sale about a year ago, needed the money. He bought it new. I think they're like $1,600 new. Sold it to me for $1,000. Why not? I'll give it a shot. Was looking for a dirt bike just to do trail riding, no motocross tracking or nothing like that. Don't really care for all that. My son just wanted to do some trail riding with me, so I just needed to get something that was cheap. Didn't know the reliability of these things, never heard of these things. You know, when I grew up, you know, Kawasaki's was the way to go, but that's been 20 years ago. No real complaints on this bike. I first got it, I had a slow leak in the tire. I took the tires off, went down and had the heavy duty tubes put in, which, you know, all that stuff's interchangeable even though it's a Chinese bike. You know, 18-inch tube is an 18-inch tube. So I think it's an 18 and a 21-inch. But, you know, as in parts, you know, the stuff that normally breaks, you know, you bend your handlebars, your clutch lever, your brake lever, all that stuff's interchangeable. Your chain, you know, any motorcycle repair shop will have the chain for this thing. You know, it's not like it's a half link difference than anything else. Sorry, there's some people staring at me like I'm crazy. Not a bad bike. Will it outrun, you know, your other 250s? Japanese versions? No, not even close. Is it fast enough for me? Sure. No complaints on the speed. You know, as soon as you take off, you're shifting in the second. But, you know, I don't plan on winning any awards or accolades riding this bike. That's not what it was designed for. Will it blaze new trails through the woods? Sure will. Me and my son do it damn near every weekend. She's fast enough to get hurt on. So if you think these bikes are jokes, sorry, it's not a joke. These, you may look at these as toys, but you know, you can get seriously injured on this thing. I've seen comments on other videos where, you know, people were saying their 125s will outrun them. Well, that's great. I'm happy for you. If that helps you sleep at night, by all means, believe it. Don't really care. I think the top speed they say online is like 72 miles an hour, but I don't see how. You know, will it do at least probably 60? Well, of course. But compared to other 250s, that's pretty daggone slow. I'm just going to go off what the internet says. It don't have a speedometer, so you really can't tell. I don't feel like riding down the road beside my wife and having her tell me how fast I am, because she'd probably end up running me over. But just wanted to do this little video. Oh, sorry. Just for if you're on the fence looking to buy one. You know, this is the 250. It did have the plastic covers, the stickers that were over top, but I took them off. They were starting to peel a little bit, so of course I just started picking at them, and I was like, well, I think I like it better black, so I just took them off. Like I said, I would not take this down to a motocross track and try and win a race with it, because you're not. But if you're just going to take it out on the weekends with your buddies and fly around the woods and trails, this thing's perfect. You know, people can say what they want. You know, all these things break down. Well, I've had it for over a year. Never had no trouble with it. If you can honestly tell me that a Yamaha or a KTM or something like that don't break down, that's a bunch of crap. Because I can take you up to the motorcycle repair shop and show you a whole room of name brand dirt bikes. that are broken down. You know, blown engines, transmissions have shot, you know, sprockets gone bad. I've not had no real trouble with any sprockets or nothing like that. And I've seen reports where, you know, you can change the teeth size or the number of teeth on your sprocket to get more torque. I'm not into all that. You know, you can probably soup this up, but it's still, you're not going to get this bike souped up for racing. But it is a decent bike for $1,000. It does have an electric start, which I like. I do not like kickstarting a bike. That was fun when I was 18, but it does have a kickstart backup right here. And it does kickstart. I think I've kickstarted about 3 times. My son has to kickstart his little Honda 80, and he's always asking me to kickstart it, and every now and again I do, just to get a smile on his face, but don't really care to. I was looking at the Kickstarter and the brakes, the brake pedal and all that stuff, and I was like, well, that kind of looks a little cheap. Then I went to the motorcycle shop and actually started looking at the new Hondas, and I tell you what, they're the exact same way. You know, some of them parts look cheap on them. That's what sold me on this. That's another thing that sold me on this thing. But this is a 4-stroke, not a 2-stroke. Don't really care for 2 strokes. A little bit too loud for the neighborhood I live in. Don't really want to bother the neighbors. And, you know, some of the trails that we ride, you know, they kind of ask you not to, you know, really rev up your 2 strokes, because, you know, there is houses near there, and you know, they don't want to get in trouble. So I enjoy my little 4-stroke. It's, like I said, it's not a fast bike, but she will go. You can get hurt easy. The suspension on it, that's one of the reasons why it's not made for motocross track. The guy told me, not really sure, the guy I bought it from said it had air shocks on the front. It did not have hydraulic. The suspension is pretty tight. It don't have a whole lot of give to it. I had a guy ride this last weekend, and he was over 200 pounds. Now, he did get the ascend to squat, but, you know, I'm 190 some pounds in the winter, and about 185 in the summer. And it's hard for me to get the bike to squat, so that tells you the suspension is pretty tight. Let me start it up for you. I have to put the phone down. I apologize. I've got to hold the brake and the hit the start at the same time, so I can't do that holding this phone. There we go. That's her running. She started right up. Like I said, it's 2 years old. Never had to replace anything other than the battery. But I do not ride this hard. I mean, I ride it hard enough to get me through the woods, and, you know, I have wrecked on this thing quite a few times. But I don't ride my motorcycles hard like a lot of kids do on the motocross track. You know, I don't get this thing up 10 feet in air. You know, 3 or 4 feet in air is fine for me. You know, I have to go to work the next day. Don't feel like sitting in the hospital. But yeah, if you have any comments below, go right ahead. If you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them. Please just don't comment that your bikes are faster than this, because, you know, this is just for people that's looking to buy an Apollo. Don't really care you own a Kawasaki, because I've known people that love Hondas, and I know people who will only buy Kawasaki's, and they hate every other bike. Well, if you hate every other bike, you're going to hate this one too. I could care less. So, like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll answer any questions that I know and tell you what I don't know.